Listen, we celebrate all business owners on this show. The Business Shower Podcast, a space where business owners can shine. Building systems has to be a way of life. Having your own business just never felt so good. It's time to stop relying on 9-to-5s to take care of our families. Shout out to all business owners, because you know what? We are the real villagers.
And welcome to the Business Shower Podcast, a podcast for business owners to shine. Today we have Adel Houten, right? Did I say it right, Adel?
Yeah, that's right.
Adel, tell our listeners who you are and what your business does.
So, hi everybody, and thank you for having me on, Kelly. My name's Adel Houten. I'm based in the UK. I've been a therapist for 20 years, and now I help other therapists and coaches and trainers to break into the corporate market so that they can 10x their income and reach the clients that they want to reach through the workplace.
Okay. So, what made you get into this business?
Oh gosh, I remember exactly. I used to be in IT sales, which is a totally different beast to where I am now, right? So I used to sell IT networks and data centers. And I remember thinking to myself one day, I was sat on my desk and I remember thinking, so what? I've sold a server. I haven't helped anybody. And it sounds really cliche, right? But at that very, very moment, an email came on my screen. And it was about a hypnotherapy course down in London. And I never even thought about hypnotherapy. And to be fair, I didn't really know what it was, but something drew me to it. And I ended up going on this free hypnotherapy weekend at City University. I took my husband at the time. I was really good, it transpired, at hypnotizing people. And he was really good at being hypnotized, but I didn't use that to my advantage. I should have done. So that was like my entry into like the world of personal development and such like that. And I did some more studying. I set up my private practice, Mind Masters, which I still have. And it kind of, things have kind of evolved from there. So after a short while, I managed to give up my job in IT. I was earning more money doing that on a part-time basis, which was great. And it was something that I loved as well. And even 20 years later, Kelly, I still don't feel like I work, which is really blessed with that. So after a while, I started getting asked by clients, would you be able to come in and see my employees, do for them what you've done for me? So I started doing more of that, and I got really busy doing that. So I thought, well, who's going to look after the clients? So I set up an academy to train people because I thought I need more of me doing what I do. So I train people in advanced clinical hypnosis and EFT, which is the tapping. And then the corporate side of things evolved more. So I set up a different business, Health Perks. So we go in, to businesses and we do things like mental health screening, lots of different things. Therapy, we get a lot of referrals for employees who are struggling within the workplace who get referred, and I either see them myself or I pass them through to somebody I've trained, and well-being events and things. So yeah, it's kind of been a progressive evolvement from where I started.
Okay. And I apologize. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. My dog is trying to get in where my daughter is. So she is barking, and I'm going to kill the person who's supposed to be watching her upstairs. So with that being said, was that a hard transition to leave your 9-to-5 to go into business for yourself? Because I know a lot of people who are making money in their business, right? But they're scared to take that next steps into becoming an entrepreneur because they're so used to that 9-to-5 salary that they're getting every 2 weeks, every week, every, twice a month. So was that a hard transition for you to do?
Yeah, it was. But I mean, let me tell you, I wasn't working 9 to 5. I was working working a lot more than that.
Okay.
It was at the time. It was knowing what I know now. It wouldn't be,
Okay.
because I have a lot more faith now, and I
Okay.
know 100% whatever I do, it will always be okay, and it will always work out. But I didn't have that mindset back then. And
Yeah.
it was almost, I like that metaphor. It's like I was standing on the end of a cliff, and people were saying jump, and I was like, no, I'll fall. Jump, no, I'll fall. And eventually I jumped and I flew.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
knowing what I know now, it wouldn't be. But back then, hell yeah, because I wasn't, I didn't have anybody supporting me. I was on my own. I had a single parent with a child, so it was very, very, very difficult, yeah, to have that faith.
Okay.
I think there's a few situations that kind of made me kind of push off the edge, Um,
That was my next question. So what made you jump?
Um, what made me jump? Well, the first thing that made me jump was that I was earning more doing the work that I was doing, you know.
Mhm.
And I just thought to myself, well, what's the point in slogging away? It's like, yeah, I was earning a load of money doing both, but I was kind of like, I kind of teetered myself off, because in the IT sales, it's very like, I was up and down the country and stuff. I wasn't just office based. And I
Mhm.
remember being like in Scotland, crying my eyes out outside a school, thinking, oh my gosh, look at these women picking up the kids, and my child's getting picked up by a childminder, there was a lot of mum guilt there. Um, so eventually I swapped that job for something. It was still a job, but it wasn't as intense. Like it didn't demand my attention. And if I needed to sneak off for a few appointments during the day, I could do it. You know what I mean? So I kind of weaned myself off. So I was still working full time, um, but I got a lesser sort of pressured job. And then
Yeah.
from that, I just weaned off. Yeah. So I didn't just do that jump. And I would never say to any of my students, just do that jump.
Yeah.
Unless you have that 100% faith that because that doubt and that fear will override any success that you will have.
Yes. And I'm going to come back to that question about, you telling your students not to take that jump. But I wanted to get this question out first. So when you started your entrepreneurial journey, did you get a mentor yourself to help you in your business, whether it was with the hypnotherapy or with the business side of things? Did you hire a mentor to help you out?
Do you know what? First of all, no, no.
Okay.
I've only just recently, in the last, say, 4 years, started with coaches and mentors. Prior to
Okay.
that, everything that I've learned and I've done myself. When I started with the hypnotherapy, I'm based up in Manchester at the time, and I went on a course in London, and it was a case of, you've done your course, now that's it, and there was no support, no real emphasis on any sort of supervision or anything like that. I was basically on my own.
Mhm.
And I didn't have a mentor at all. I didn't have one. So when I set up the school, I put a real emphasis on that, it for CPD and supervision and such like that. So I have a WhatsApp group, that anybody can put questions on, and we keep in touch, because I think that's really important. But no, everything that I learned was by trial and error, really.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah.
That's where I was going, right? Trial and error. So you
A
learned
lot of error.
everything.
A lot of error.
That's usually every business owner, right? So
Yeah.
trial and error. So trial and error, Jesus. So what is your biggest lesson, and what did you learn from that big lesson?
Big lesson for me, I think, is not to take a shotgun approach, take more of a sniper approach. So
Mm,
there's times where, at the time where I left, and I was earning loads of money, there's times where that dwindled off. And I'd start thinking, oh, it's like people come to you with all like network marketing things, and I'll go, right, okay, I'll try a bit of that. So I tried a bit of network marketing alongside it, or I'd try working with somebody else, and I took my eye off the ball. It was like I was doing a bit of this, bit of that, bit of this, when really I should have just focused. I think network marketing is great if that's what your focus is, but if you're doing that alongside something else, it's like giving 50% to both things rather than 100% to one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I think that would be it. It's just focus. Yeah,
Yeah.
laser focus.
Okay. So with that being said, what motivates you? What helps you get out of bed and able to keep going? Even when you have those days where it's like, oh man, today is just not a good day. Everything is happening. What motivates you?
Well, it certainly isn't the weather in the UK anyway. Put it that way.
It's not the weather here either.
I want to move abroad. What motivates me? I know it sounds cliche, but just doing what I'm doing, helping people. I think I'm very well aware that there's no altruism in it. When I'm helping other people, I'm helping myself. I've done a lot of plant medicines and things like that. And one time when I'd done one ceremony, it was revealed to me what reality is. And every single client, thousands of clients, one after the other, came to me, I am you, I am you, I am you, I am you. And it was like, wow, it's like everybody that I've helped a part of myself because they are me as well. So I think that I'm very motivated by freedom. That's one of my biggest things. I can't stand. I think this is why, like most entrepreneurs, I don't like rules. I don't like routine. I don't like being in a little box. I like the freedom of that. So yeah, I think helping people, having that freedom, just to help others really and make the world a better place. And that sounds really cliche, I know, but that's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, see, and that's why I wanted to come back to this question, because you are a helper, right? You love helping people. So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to start a business similar to yours or in the same industry as you?
Oh, good question. What advice would I give them? Just know your why. Why are you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
If you know why you're doing it, then that's what keeps you going. If you know why you're doing it. I would also say as well, don't rely upon anybody else. There's only one person that I feel I can 100% rely on, and that's myself. I've got a lot of people that I can rely on, but 100% is only the one person, right, in your life, which is yourself. So, and intuition, I use a lot of intuition, a hell of a lot of intuition. If it feels right, I will do it. Yeah, I think learn about mindset as well. Learn how the universe works. That is what I would say. If you want to be an entrepreneur, one of the things that I say to my students as well, which my one of my tutors said to me, is don't worry about like how many clients you're going to get. Worry if your clients will fit in the car park.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that always stuck to my mind. It's like so true. It's like, how am I going to get these clients in the car park? But yeah, I think the biggest advice is just knowing that it will always be okay. I say that to my boyfriend all the time. I'm like, don't worry, it's going to be all right. And it always is. It
Yes,
always.
it is. I'm learning that, right? Because my first reaction is, "Oh my God," right? But
Yeah.
then somehow it always seems to still work out. And I think that has a lot to do with the universe. Like you were just saying, like everything comes back around in tenfold. If you're a good person and you're putting out good energy and you're living by the right way, right? Everything is going to come back to you and it's going to be positive. So I love that. I really do. Okay.
Yeah, it's true, and I'm not a worrier at all. I don't worry about stuff. It's like because I'm very conscious of like my emotions and the energy that I'm giving off because I know they're going to reflect in my reality. So I think just learning about like universal law. I a spiritual practitioner. I did like a lot of study
Okay.
on universal law. And it's very eye-opening, very empowering when you learn how all this works.
Hmm. You might need to hypnotize me and make me not a worrier, okay? Because that is me.
uh,
Okay, so what are some resources that helped you along the way? Some things that you've used to actually help you in your business, whether it is a local small business organization in the UK, because I do have listeners that listen to me in the UK, which is very odd. I don't know how I got in the UK, but you know what? I'm happy to be in the UK. um, but yes, any like local resources or even online resources that you used.
um, I've got the majority of my business through speaking engagements.
Okay.
Um, I remember I paid somebody thousands to do like telesales one day, for a few weeks, and I got nothing. And it wasn't that they weren't any good. I know they were good, but for me, they got nothing. But then I can get up and speak, and I can get, a lot of business. So I would say, in terms of resources, for me, it's been finding quality places where you'll be in front of your target audience, and then providing that you're able to put a sentence together. And on the flip side of that, being aware of networking events that aren't going to bring you, there's a lot of networking events out there that maybe it depends on the target market. If I was going for the B2C, like business to consumer, and I wanted to attract private clients, then I might go to those sort of networking. But if you want the proper business networking events, you've got to be discerning on where you spend your time. I think that's something. But yeah, for me, it's in-person stuff. That's like CIPD conferences and stuff like that. I really enjoy. It's been good.
Okay. Now, what about tools and softwares that you use every day that helps you be more productive? If you don't know something, you learn it. So, is there any tools that you're using every day that's helping you out in your business?
Yeah, do you know Canva? I mean, God bless Canva, right?
Got
Before that, I know. Before that, I'd be like, I'd have to pay somebody, and I feel bad saying this, but I had to pay like a graphic designer to do like my marketing and stuff like that. And through Canva, I haven't spoken to her, sorry, but yeah, I love Canva. It's brilliant. Now AI and stuff like that, ChatGPT. I don't know. I'm a bit old fashioned.
Mhm.
It's a handy tool, but I
Mhm.
see a lot of people. I was on a masterclass the other week, and somebody was delivering a masterclass, and you could tell it was just Chat GPT or even the American spelling all the way through it, and it just struck of inauthenticity, and I don't know, I'm a bit of a dinosaur on that. I think it's good to an extent,
Mhm.
um,
It's good
but
for hashtags. I will say that.
yeah,
It's good for it will give you the correct hashtags that is specific to your industry.
yeah.
There's some other things, but not too much.
No, I know, especially in the personal development world. I think, yeah, if it's like a process, like
Yes.
something like that. But I think personal development world, I would feel a fake putting something out there like, that I hadn't written or stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I think there's a lot of people just jumping on it. I mean, like tomorrow I could just write an article on, I don't know, how to clean a pool pump. I don't know why that's just sprang to mind, but I don't know anything about pool pumps. But I could just whack one out there and put it out there, and now all of a sudden I'm an expert on that.
Mhm.
It's just not. It's lacks integrity. So yeah, I'm a little bit. it has its place. Yeah.
What about YouTube? How do you feel about YouTube?
Uh, yeah, like it. I don't use it much, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I use it just to house my videos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use it as much as I should. With myself, I'm not one to like uh, do as much of things like that as I know I should be doing, or well, not should, could be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the social media and stuff. I've always got my business, like I say, through referrals or through
Okay.
speaking. So I've never really had to sort of really develop a YouTube channel or stuff like that. I know it would be good for my business to do that, but
Yeah.
just time, you
So
know.
organic marketing is what you're used to. I learned that word. I learned that word from YouTube. I will say
Organic marketing.
organic marketing. Yes, that's the type of marketing that your business does. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I put a video on there like, gosh, about 15 years ago. I think it's got like 20,000 views, which is great, but it took me like 15 years to get that.
Tell me about it. It is definitely a beast to learn how to use. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I still haven't 100% mastered YouTube, but I will watch videos to teach me how to do certain things. So I love it for that reason. So
Yeah.
I want to go back to your mentorship, right? And I want to go back to this because I just want everyone to understand, everyone that listens to me to understand. Did you just have one mentor or did you have multiple mentors that helped you out along your journey?
Um, so I started
Or
essentially,
coaches, sorry.
yeah, yeah, coaching. I had my first kind of mentor, coach, if you like, was Dr. Erin. She's an American. I don't know if you know Erin Haskell. Um, so she's a doctor of divinity. And so I did my spiritual practitioner, spiritual psychology coach with her. So I was with her and I did start my ministerial as well. Not with a view to being, because I wanted to be a minister,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't really have that over in the UK, you know. It was just with a view to learning about spiritual principles and such. So yeah, I was on that program for a few years, but it wasn't because I wanted to evolve my business. It was more out of curiosity and learning for myself personally,
Okay.
but indirectly that has helped me with my business as well, because it's led me to understand more about universal law and such like that. Following that, just recently, I made the decision that I wanted to move my business more online, and because like I started before Facebook was even invented, right? I've never really done any social media and such like that. So I thought, right, I need somebody who has done that. So I picked up a coach, Laurie Burrows, who's great. And she's like really successful in the coaching industry. And I thought, well, she's done it, learn from her. So I'm in her mastermind currently.
Okay.
So, and it's all about putting online courses together and masterminds and funnels and such like that. So, yeah, so I'm currently in that program. I'm developing, I want to help other people like myself, coaches, therapists, trainers, consultants, to break into the corporate market like I've done, because like at the moment there's a lot of talk about whether you feed into that or not. A lot of people do, into like the cost of living crisis. Do you have that over there in the UK?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So there's a lot of coaches now thinking, oh my gosh, people can't afford to buy my services. Well, I get a lot of businesses who pay for the services, and there's a lot of businesses flourishing, right? So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the employees that we see, that their businesses pay for the therapy that they need, and it's just a win-win. So I'm currently sort of coaching people myself on how to do that. So this is why I thought, right, I need a coach to teach me how to reach those people and how to package it in a way that they're going to understand it, right?
Okay. Okay. So several different coaches have helped you out along the way. And that's what I want to kind of push. on these couple of episodes in my podcast. You're not going to learn everything from everybody. Sometimes you're going to take a little bit from this person, a little bit from that person, a little bit from this person, to help you develop as a better business owner. So I just like to put that message out there. That's why I followed up on that question.
Yeah, I mean,
So my next question. Oh, go ahead.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
You can only take somebody as far as your consciousness is with that coach. So like I could never take anybody beyond my level of consciousness or level of learning. So each time you up level, you have to get another coach to up level again and up level again. So it's consistently up leveling, isn't it? Yeah, you're right.
Yes. As you level up, you're gonna introduce yourself to new people. So that was a great example. Thank you so much for that. So my final question is a question that I ask everyone that comes on my podcast. What is something unique no one knows about you or your business? And how does it make you different than other brands in your industry?
Unique about me. Do you know what's unique about me and my business? I think I like to bring the woo to the boardroom. I'm very like I don't just do hypnosis. I'm a star magic healing facilitator. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's very out there. I'm a sound healing practitioner. I do lots of energy healing. I'm a spiritual practitioner. So I've got a very kind of what some would say is quite woo woo. But what I managed to do is bring that into the corporate area. I package it in a way that I can bridge the two. My thing, you asked earlier, Kelly, like what drives me. I want to make workplaces more trauma informed and more spiritually aware, because we don't just leave our beliefs and our we don't just leave that at the door of the office. We bring it in the office. And I think as people have evolved spiritually, buildings and offices need to evolve spiritually. And I think that's what makes me different. I can bridge the two.
So I have to ask you, what is magic? What was it? Magic and
Star Magic Healing.
okay, what is that? I don't know what that is, and I don't think our listeners know.
It's gosh, so Jerry Sargent, he developed it. So basically, you wouldn't believe some of the things that I've managed to help people with. It's like you wouldn't believe me if I told you, but we bring up the holographic blueprint of an individual, because everything's energy and it's like the matrix. So we bring up the holographic blueprint and we work on the holographic blueprint to change things. So we can remove negative attachments, change skeletal structures. There's loads that you can do with it. It's a very, very powerful energy healing.
No, I believe it. I might have to come to the UK to come see you.
Jerry's doing it all over the world. I mean, when I when I have a session with somebody, I can't do it face to face, because when I'm doing it, my eyes are streaming, I'm burping, I'm yawning, I'm like, I'm just like bleh, the energy that comes through. I do it remotely, and it's bizarre because I learned it about 3-4 years ago, and I didn't really do much with it. And then one day it came into my mind to I was in bed and it came into my mind to use it, and I used it, and it was just mind blowing, the results, the physical results somebody had from it. So that kind of kicked my butt to carry on with it. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is amazing. So with that being said, right, let our listeners know where they can find you online to get this help, because I might need to book a session with you remotely. But let our listeners know where they can find you on your social media, your contact information. This is your time to shine.
Thank you. Well, like I said, I don't really do social media, but I'm on Instagram, Truth Seeking Therapist. That's my Instagram handle. Is that what you call it? And my website is Adel Houten. It's my name, adelhouten.com. I have a few websites. Adelhouten.com is my consumer one. Health Perks is my business to business one, and healthperks.co.uk and mindmasters.co.uk.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Adele, for joining us today. Everyone, her contact information will be in the show notes below. Thank you. This was great. We had a little snafu, right, the first time, but we are back, and this was a wonderful episode. So I just like to express my gratitude and saying thank you for this.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for having me, Kelly. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. So until next time, everybody, peace.